street fighters, the thugs.
Oh, mainly them, you know.
Yeah, because
That's
it's
what
like
I'm
every time I'm listening to videos and stuff. No, to be fair, I did see a guy from on LBC. You know, I thought people are really dumb. Like people are like, it's so uneducated, the mindset. Because he was like, yeah, like it's brown and black people, all of them. Then the guy was like, okay, but if you go to the hospital and you're being treated by one, are they bad? He's like, no. Then he goes, okay, well, that's 5% of them. Then he goes, how did you get that? He said, I read it on the internet. Where on the internet? I just read it. And he was like, oh, my mates think the same, so it's not bad. Like he was like, I'm not wrong because my mates think the same way.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Some of you, common sense is chasing you. You're running faster. Anyway, good morning, people. It is Wednesday, the 7th of August. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. And I am one of your lovely hosts for today, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That is right. And Brent is up in here as well.
Morning. Can I make an announcement?
Of course you can. King.
Right.
Turn the mic up, turn a bit, the volume.
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, good morning, people.
Everybody, just the volume.
Oh, I thought you meant, when you say good morning, people, I thought you meant you say good morning, everybody.
Headphones. Yeah. I thought so too. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Timmy, Babiel, Christy, JW, Davina, Black Mara, Amy, Snow Globe, Priz, Abby, Apia, Charlie 101, and Nathan Brown. Good morning.
Morning.
All right.
Oh my goodness, sorry. Happy birthday, Christy. I know it was yesterday, but happy birthday. Girl.
Christy, how did you spend your birthday?
What did you do, girl?
Which black business did you patronize?
Oh, thank you, Christian. My skin is glowing. Thank you. I've been minding my business, not letting people stress me out, drinking lots of water, and being loved right.
My business. All right, so first up, shout out Fanan in the Discord. I think last week he had asked if there were any of our community members who were artists who paint.
Wonderful.
Yeah, because he wants to buy some paintings.
Cultured man.
100%. So please make yourselves known, whether you send in an email or you can basically message us on Instagram or Twitter, whatever. If y'all are artists and y'all paint and y'all are up for commissions or y'all have works already that you'll sell, Fanan is looking to purchase. That's one thing. The second thing is there's an exhibition on Friday from somebody in the community. Her name is Rebecca, and she has some fantastic pieces, absolutely fantastic. And she is inviting any and everybody to come through to check the exhibition out. I'm going to put the Eventbrite link. It's free, so you can just turn up with your eyes and your pockets because you'll be able to purchase some of her pieces. Let me just put up her Instagram so you can see the kind of stuff that she does, which is really cool. All right. So that's the flyer. So pictures. And look at her cool stuff.
Oh.
And then look at these ones here.
I think artists are just one of the most talented people in the world.
I think architects. Because they mix art, philosophy, geometry, all sorts, man. Look at this one. This is nice.
That's gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
Big up, Rebecca.
Yeah. So the event link is in the chat box. I'm going to put it in the description. It's Friday. It's free and it's in Barking. I am so tempted to attend this one. I think I might have some free time.
I'm so tempted.
Yeah. I was planning to spend it with Danielle, but yeah, she's got.
Go together because Danielle loves art anyway.
Yeah. She's got other plans. I didn't tell her quickly enough.
You got work to do.
But yeah, man. I want to know what I'm gonna purchase when I go there because it's some very good stuff.
Nice.
All right, cool. Let me get back into it. All right, cool. Sorry.
Wonderful. No, that's it. You've said it. I hope everyone is well. I hope you guys in the room are good as well.
All good.
Good. Your Favour's got a new album coming out, Brent.
That is.
Let's see who you guess. Is it an imposter?
Shaki.
Yes! I thought you were going to say someone else. I'm going to say, look at you. You're only African when it suits you. Yeah, he's got a new album coming out, apparently. It looks, Storms is on it. There's a few names I'm there and I'm like, I hope that anyone doing music with Ashake is jumping on Ashake's flow.
Yeah.
And Ashake ain't jumping on their flow.
Exactly.
But then he's got music with Central C and Ashake sounds like Ashake. So I'm expecting... Because he's so like... He's just who he is. And he's brought a new sound in. So I don't think he's going to... I don't see him watering down. Who was it? Someone said... who was it? Was it Vic? And she was like... gentrified. You don't want to gentrify that Ashake.
Hey, it's true, man.
But it is true. You know, the labels had to be working. But I'm looking forward to it, though. But yeah, man. Let's get into headlines.
All right.
Back to it.
What?
Sorry, is there context? Have I missed something?
In the next transition. All right, people.
You have to make it quick. You can't just shout the word you shouted at. Shout it out and leave us in a cliffhanger. So crazy.
I'll come back to it. All right, people. So our first set of headlines. Sakir Starmer has promised communities that they will be safe in the face of ongoing disorder in UK towns and cities. After chairing a second Cobra emergency meeting since the unrest began a week ago, the Prime Minister said that the government was doing everything to ensure police could respond wherever they needed. Nearly 6,000 public order officers are being mobilised to respond to any disorder in the coming days, and more than 400 arrests have been made so far after days of disorder following the killing of 3 girls in Southport, fueled by misinformation spread online that the suspect was an asylum seeker. It's understood that there are at least 30 potential gatherings planned for Wednesday, today, people, that police are aware of, but they believe the situation is manageable. Police hope to be through the worst of the disorder, but are ready to respond if the situation escalates. Meanwhile, immigration lawyers have told the BBC that they fear being attacked after their workplaces were on the list of officers circulated on social media. They have been advised by police to work from home, board up office windows, and install fireproof letterboxes. So people, be mindful. Like we heard already, people are allegedly trying to do something in Walthamstow. Chadwell Heath, I heard as well. So people, you know what I'm saying, be aware, innit? These animals might be about. All right, next headline takes us to America, where the US presidential hopeful, Kamala Harris, has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her 2024 vice president running mate. The Democratic Party candidate confirmed earlier reports in a post on X saying, "I am proud to announce that I've asked Tim Walz to be my running mate. Mr. Walz is a former teacher and member of the U.S. Army National Guard, and in choosing him, she's turning to a Midwestern governor, a military veteran, and union supporter who helped enact an ambitious democratic agenda for his state." The news has been praised by the former President Barack Obama, who described how Tim's signature is his ability to talk like a human being and treat everyone with decency and respect. Walz grew up in a small town in Nebraska, and was a social studies teacher and a football coach before he actually got into politics. He also served 24 years in the U.S. Army National Guard, rising to Command Sergeant Major, which is one of the highest enlisted ranks in the military. Do you guys know anything about Tim Walz? Brent?
No, I don't.
Okay, because I'm hearing that he's one of the far left sort of guys, and that how this might not be the best move for Kamala Harris long term. So in terms of like the people who kind of feel like she's not liberal enough, it's like it kind of gets them with him. But in terms of the 20% who may not know who they're voting for, because obviously let's just assume 40% of the country wants Trump, 40% wants her. The 20% who kind of reside in those swing states, they may not want that far left. So again, he's not super far left, but he is kind of liberal. Apparently, he was for really pushing the transgender rights and things of that nature. And apparently, he wanted to have like tampons in boys' toilets as well. So all that sort of.
What's his name?
Tim Walz, WALZ. So yeah, but listening to him though, he's one of those. He seems like a typical American, like strong leader. So it's good to have that sort of backing. I think in terms of optics, but I'm not too sure about his policies. But obviously we're gonna find out. But all I do know is she's done well, man, in terms of getting people to actually fund her campaign. So you know, what I mean, when it comes down to the policies and stuff, we're obviously gonna see in the coming months, and we'll see what's good, man. But our last headline, rioters who smashed up Britain's streets in a weekend of shame after the Southport stabbings had been named and pictured. So it came as courts began sitting down through the night to process hundreds of suspects. To name a few, the following people pled guilty to various acts of violence and assault and have been remanded in custody until the end of August. There's a gentleman, he's definitely not a gentleman, an animal by the name of Adam Walton, who's 28. His brother, Ellis, father of three.
Father of three.
He was 58. This guy could
58?
Yeah.
What's got the bones to do this? I know you don't take care of himself and go to the gym. There's people that go to the gym, they're 60 plus and they don't even look it. They look good.
Yeah.
That one, I don't think, racists can't look good. It's impossible. It literally eats you from the inside out.
Yes, it does. It does. But yeah, man,
That's
there's
so
quite a
funny.
few of them. The Adam Walton guy and his brother, they're 28, 22. But then there's another guy called Derek Drummond, who's the 58-year-old. Father of three, he's left his family to go and
Do you know what's
fight.
mad? They're taking their kids. There was a video that's been circulating. I don't know if you've seen it, Brent, but basically it's a mum. She's got a pushchair and she's got little kids and they're going to the rally. There's another one as well where it was this little girl and she's like, F the P words.
Yeah.
Just shouting it. And the girl, and there was another white lady. She was like, you're so embarrassed that you got your child. And then they're trying to fight her.
You see what I'm saying?
And she was like, it's disgusting that you got your child shouting these things and you're doing these, like, it's mad. So sometimes it's a family chain thing, but that just shows you that racism is taught.
100%.
Racism is definitely taught.
100%. 100%. I'm going to name a few of these other animals.
Silly kids that can't even spell yet.
Innit? Lloyd Kilner, who's 35 from Lincolnshire. Declan Guerin, Jimmy Bailey, 45 years old. John O'Malley, 43. Gareth Metcalfe, he's 44. And there's a woman in there as well.
Of course there is. I told you.
Leanne Hodgson, 43.
I told you, probably the one that was talking about Titanic. They should have arrested her for that analogy alone. It's like, because it's just a white thing. But I'm interested. Are they up? They can't be like upper class, middle class whites.
Nah, I think there's a mixture, middle class and the working class.
The middle class are out because in my mind, because you know that we've got middle class and we've got middle working class. I mean, like the middle class.
You'd be surprised, You'd be surprised.
But they have stuff to lose. Can you just find your LinkedIn? And wherever you work, we'll always try to appear diversity conscious. Because it really is giving people that don't like just Jeremy Kyle vibe.
But you don't know how deep this runs though, because if, for example, someone does tell their workplace, you never know the workplace.
The person was like, yeah, I was there with him.
You know what I'm saying? Well done,
I
mate.
authorized.
Yeah.
I authorized the leave.
Exactly. You never know.
It's actually
Especially
crazy.
them other, smaller towns.
It's crazy, but honestly, it's funny. Like it's laughable where they get these ideas and stuff from. Like it really is just lack of education and not knowing your history. Not knowing your history, and also as well, I mean, it's definitely concealing it because I didn't see anything about Lucy Letby that was out here killing babies up and down the streets. I used to know that sicko around East that killed that young black boy.
Yep.
I didn't see nothing about that. So you're picking and choosing. Even that stupid guy that went and killed them with the what's it called? What's Peter Pan use? Bow and arrow.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? And he killed her family. Like I don't see anything about those. It's wild. Anyway, the government, media, well done. This is all them.
Crazy.
Give me a second.
This brings back like childhood memories. Makes me so happy every time I hear it.
Sorry. All right. Done.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines,
Also, they're defacing people. They're going to cemeteries and going to the Muslim sides and they're defacing people's graves.
What type of rubbish is
They're like
this?
pouring paint on there and just defacing it basically. And they're doing acid attacks as well.
What?
Why do you even purchase acid to be doing these things? It's like a black market thing.
Who knows, man?
Gosh.
These people are animals, man. I'm telling you.
What was it? Oh.
They're doing bad stuff out there
They're
anyway.
doing bad things. You know what I mean? Okay, they're not stealing. but they're robbing and they're killing. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's a shame. But yeah, let's get into what you saying topic of the day. Reload it.
All right, people. Topic of
You
the
call
day.
him a punk. I mean, it's one of the funniest words there is, you punk.
I said bum.
Oh, oops.
She called you punk, Emmanuel.
I did nothing of the swear. I said my elders.
Oh, you're still coughing, are you?
No, I'm not, man.
Nah, what was that?
That's because you just made me laugh, man.
Every time you laugh, you cough.
Not if.
Wow. Wow.
Hey, man, you take some cough syrup, man.
It's the white.
It's even vegan. The cough syrup is even vegan.
Yes, of course. All good things are vegan. You know what I mean?
I hate cough syrup, I'd rather live with a cough for the rest of my life than just have. I hate it because you know what? It's like I hate liquid medication. I feel like the taste just lingers. Doesn't matter what you eat. Doesn't matter what you drink after. It just lingers.
It's sweet though.
No, it's. I think this is one of the biggest scams. You know, people that always like, oh, you have cowpaw and it's strawberry. No, it's never strawberry. Like the flipping strawberry Ribena.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So it's a lie to me. It's lies. It's lies. Like, oh, it's sweet though. No, it's not. I can taste it's medicine. So I just really hate liquid medicine. But yeah, sorry.
All right. So topic of the day. But before we get into topic of the day, I do want to remind the people about the tour.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna obviously mention at the end of the show as well, but just in case as well.
It's on our stories now as well.
Yes,
on the CDS story.
we put it up yesterday. But yeah, just reminds everyone, we've got a tour organised by Daryl Blake and been on the show a couple of times. And yeah, man, on the 17th of August, if you're interested, seriously interested, you know we can make it, let us know in the Discord or on Instagram, and we'll send you the link and you can get your tickets. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, man. I'll remind you guys at the end of the show. But yes, topic of the day. Everyone's kind of talking about this whole two-tier policing. Well, Farage is one of those people at the forefront who's talking about it.
Yeah.
And saying how, the perception, the widespread perception, he said, in fact, in the country is that there's two-tier policing. There's one rule for us, one rule for them, right? When it came to the BLM marches, it seemed like black folk was allowed to get over certain things. They defaced the Churchill statue. They brought down other stuff. They did a lot of stuff, and the police didn't do a damn thing. But now,
I said they charge people.
Farage,
When will black people ever do something and not face consequences? Black people literally don't be doing anything and still be facing consequences
100%.
for a crime they've imagined.
Yes.
Sorry, before you carry on, TJ says sea moss gel and black seed oil will get rid of that cough and the mucus. See, another liquid thing. So thick and ugh.
I'm a CMOS guy.
Better get some black seed as well.
No.
Pro black. Are you? Black seed oil. You're pro black. I think it's meant to be.
Why wouldn't you try it?
What, black seed oil?
And CMOS.
No, I'm a CMOS guy. I got CMOS already.
So he said to
Did you take it though?
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah.
You don't.
I take it every day. I got the capsules.
But he said to mix
That's
it.
Why. Mix it. Well, I didn't need to mix it, man.
So you can stop coughing.
I'm not coughing. I was laughing.
Okay.
I feel bad for any of the podcasts that recorded that mic. You've got 2 weeks straight now.
I haven't
but
got
also,
anything, man.
the reason why your CMOS doing count because you're taking it's been hella chemicals been done with it. In a capsule, you should be taking it fresh.
What's the difference?
Having it in your tea is purer. You think the one you're taking is like 48% CMOS, and you need to read the ingredients. But if you have the CMOS from the actual plant or whatever it is, that's 100%.
All right.
And it's simple, apparently. You just soak it, you blend it. Oh, Bob's your uncle.
I used to have that one, but I feel like it just doesn't last as long as the capsules do.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Von says black seed oil is the truth.
Yeah?
I would probably use black seed oil for my hair or something. Girls, have you used it for your hair? Let me know if it works.
Certain communities use black seed oil, innit?
For what? Like the South Asian community?
It might be.
Okay. Because they like herby stuff like that. Okay, interesting.
I'll have a look into it.
Thanks,
I'll have a
guys.
look. Hope you people are not conspiring with the agents to try and assassinate me, though.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Just want to let you guys know it's impossible.
this show is full of surprises, so who knows?
But yeah, man, Mr. Farage and the likes of Farage. What do you guys feel about this whole narrative of there being two-tier policing?
Explain what that is, please, for people that don't know.
Basically, where you kind of police, two similar situations in different ways, mainly because, depends on the reason, but typically because of a community's racial background.
Okay. So the whites think that black people are benefiting from policing.
Basically.
That's so funny.
Basically.
That's so funny. Do they know the stop and search statistics?
Well, funny you even mentioned that. Farage basically says that's one of the examples of two-tier policing. But he's basically saying there needs to be stop and search, more of it.
For who?
For blacks.
So does he think, I remember the stats are low for us?
Very. Because he's saying that's where predominantly there's knife crime, black people are suffering from it, black people are carrying it. So put all the police in there and stop every goddamn person.
Because you know what, I was going to say that part of, like, this entire country rolls off two-tiering. Because why do we always hear black on black crime. We never heard white on white crime. We've never, like, that's never been a term.
Yeah.
And black people are not the only ones who are into crime. What our statistics are made of in this country, we cannot be the leaders of crime. That's mathematically impossible. That's impossible.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I say, like, with all of this stuff that's going on and people that have these ideologies and whatever, I blame the government and I blame the media. I blame the government because the government are aware of who the majority in this country are. And so that's the majority they need to get with the votes. And so they make their language suitable to be able to get the support of the majority on their side. They don't care. I'm gonna sound like you. They don't care about black people. They don't. They don't care to get our votes like that. They don't really. Do you get me? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So that's why they've been using this language of like, oh, let's stop the boats and stop this and immigration and da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da, because it feeds into the majority of what this country is made up of. And so everything else as well, when you come to media and stuff, there's no way you're going to tell me that two-tier policing is a disadvantage for Caucasians. That's so laughable. Like, how do you even say that out loud? How are you a government official that has access to statistics and has access to everything about this country and actually open your mouth and say that? What is he talking about?
It's insane. Absolutely insane. And remember, there was even
crazy,
the 2011 riots as well, where obviously certain things occurred and stuff. You've even got similar case studies, and you can see how police are behaving in certain things and in certain situations, and you still want to say this stuff. And I feel like it just goes with the whole narrative that we're kind of talking about before. You pick a buzzword,
Run with
just run with it.
You have to.
Just run with it. Because this so-called two-tier police, like you pretty much said, it's existed since the beginning of time. Because we know it to be true. You treat us differently in every damn situation.
Literally.
And now you people are actually destroying things.
And you're saying it's because you're not getting you're not like, life is not fair for you.
It's insane.
That's so laughable. That is so, like, the lack of self-awareness is shocking.
It's insane.
It's mad.
Do you, as much as we obviously know that these guys are kind of, because essentially these guys are just hustlers. That's the way it sounds
guys?
like. As in Farage, the Tommy Robinsons of the world. We've got, what's the white woman's name? Katie Hopkins, and then people.
Oh, she's just a twat.
Because they make a good living off of this sort of stuff.
Of course they do.
So,
you see how Farage is now trying to shift the blame and responsibility onto Andrew Tate and Tommy Robinson?
Yes, yes.
Did you see his interview with LBC?
Yeah, Swabrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Can you imagine an MP, is getting information from Andrew Tate and saying that's what made him...
Can you imagine? Indeed.
He
actually opened his mouth and said...
Gosh.
Well, he didn't just deliberately said, I got it from Andrew Tate, because I think he knew how ridiculous that sounded. But that guy was on his neck.
Yeah, 100%.
I saw it on the internet.
Can you imagine?
And then they obviously tried to shift the blame to the police, saying, well, they should have told us more information.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they had told us.
If they had told us, then this wouldn't happen. But the child was 17 in it, so...
Exactly, and you've never cared about that when it's other things, though. In other situations where they have told them the name of people that have been killing, you lot knew Lucy Letby's name. You didn't do nothing about that.
Nothing.
All the other people, like, I'm sure, like, there was a guy people were showing online when all this was happening. It was a white guy, and he's like one of the worst serial killers in the UK, and he was killing children. Like, the newspaper at the time had all the kids, like, it was hella kids. But, like, there's crimes that happen every single day, and you don't do so. You just wanted an excuse to just be racist because it's shifted.
Yeah.
It's completely shifted from everything that you're talking about.
100%.
it's completely shifted from what you claimed you were talking about. So, like, what are we doing here? And that's me. I don't like liars. Just be honest. Just be honest. Be like, do you know what? Yes, I am racist, and I want my country back. Say that. No, you can't get it back, but say that. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, Fernand's correct. There was an interview with the police chief, and he said that even during the BLM protests, we actually used measures that were even more intrusive.
Can you imagine? It was saved.
Yeah.
Imagine.
There's no way you can. Do you know what the problem is with white people? And again, obviously, this is not always all white people and blah, 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 blah. Like, if the shoe doesn't fit you, there's no reason why you should be getting triggered and your heart should be palpitating. The truth is that, yeah, with white people, and a white guy who said this years ago, was that he did like a whole Facebook thing and whatnot. He was from America. He said the honest truth is that the reason why white people get nervous is because they're aware of what it is that they've done to black people, for example.
Facts.
And he was like, their greatest fear is that being done to them. Their greatest fear is black people coming like being in power to the point where then they might end up being the ones getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
And every little thing, like even when you see the narrative that's being chanted on the streets and whatnot, it literally speaks to that. It speaks to we cannot give them power because they might do too much with it. They might get out of hand with it.
100%.
It's mad that you are saying all these things when on your king's head, he don't even own the jewels. Like, these are not his things. There was a girl that was talking on, she did a TikTok video, and she was just like, just for everyone, all the racists, let me just give you a quick history lesson, and let me know you how immigrants started to come here. And she said, you saw lose. I think it was World War II. She said, you saw losing the war.
Oh yeah. 100%.
You guys won the war because of the black people that came over to help you.
Yeah.
The numbers. So what you talking? She's like, yeah, you say America helped you, but she said no, they didn't. So when you think, and she's like, they came over as British citizens, they were made British citizens so they can help in the war. So what, like, it's just education, but you don't spend time in school. There's people that are doing nonsense in school from when they're young. It's crazy, man.
It's sad.
But you can't, people like that, you can't teach people like that because just like the guy that I heard on LBC, he was like, oh, all my mates think that. So all his friends think that, so he doesn't think that it's wrong. He doesn't think there's a problem. It's laughable that you can say the police is anti-white and pro-black. That is the most laughable thing ever said. Ever. Even the police in black countries are anti-black. You're going to say in a white man's land, they're pro-black. Bye.
I think she also said that a million Indians joined. And then she then obviously said, which is true, that they went to the West Indies and asked for the blacks to come and help rebuild Britain. So,
I bet Nigerian people in the war as well.
Bro.
They're people.
Yeah.
All over the Commonwealth. Yeah, they pretty much had no chance, man. If they didn't get people. But this is what happens. It's all selective. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, obviously, I was referring to them as hustlers. Like, these people profit from problems. If there are no problems, these people have to find new jobs. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is part of the problem. And just I don't know, like this whole conversation about whose country this is, and we want things to change here. And this is what I kind of wanted topic of the day to be tomorrow. Like the whole question of whose country this is, because I do want to ask this question briefly, and obviously we talk about it tomorrow. Like I said, do we kind of add to the problem when we say we're not English, we're British? Because you've got, I think it was David Lammy one time, I heard him speaking on LBC, and he was talking about, I think he comes from Guyana or something like that. Well, his parents are Guyanese or whatever, so ethnically that's what he is, but he's also English. But many of us, myself included, all of us, we like to make the distinction that we're this and not that.
Yeah, but we're not English though. The Queen was not English. She's German or something.
Yeah, but that's like ethnically that DNA long, you know what I mean, down the line sort of thing.
Yeah, so we're not English. We're British because we live in Britain and we've got British citizenship and we're born here. But we're not English. But this is not. Yeah, we're not English.
But somebody would say to you that that's all semantics. Like we're born in England.
Okay, fine, then I'm English.
But this one.
Fine then.
but you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's like you get people like James O'Brien, for example.
Yeah.
He's obviously one of the liberals who talk about, what does it mean to even say like we want our country back.
Yeah.
If we're citizens of the country, black people, for example,
Exactly.
isn't it our country too?
It is though.
But then why do we kind of add to it and say, well, it's their country anyway?
I don't. I mean, to be fair, no, I do. But that's because they've made us believe, they've gaslit us
There you go.
over years to make us believe that we don't belong here. But when you look at history, we've contributed to being here. Like, do you get me? And the honest truth is that, listen, yeah, if these people just return people's things back to their country, our countries will see a boost in wealth from the damages that they've done. I'm happy to go back. I'm even considering already. And the jewels haven't landed in what's it called, in Lagos anyway. And just give them back their stuff. I think part of it is that we've been gaslit to believe that we don't belong here. Yeah. But all of that stuff, I believe that's from slavery. I believe there's a lot of mindsets that black people have, unfortunately, about our sense of belonging and stuff that has come from slavery and breaking down our minds. That's why, like, with the older generation, even the ones that the first generation that moved here and stuff, they always felt grateful to be here because they've turned our countries into shitholes. Sorry, but I don't believe our countries would be the way that they are without the hand of all these. What's the word I'm trying to find? All these places, for example, right? So I believe that part of that is just gaslighting us and making us feel like we don't really belong. Because we contributed to it. And even that, we contribute to the economy. We contribute to how the country is ran. Like, we contribute to every single part of this country, of this society. And again, I think Mark said the other day, or was it when it was Marv? But I always say that where it's like, you can't advertise yourself as, here people, come here, this is where dreams are made of, come one, come all, please come and help us with NHS, we'll give you visas, we'll give you family visas. Like, these are all the things. My grandma was a nurse here. Like, she was a nurse living here. You can't do all these things, and then when now you feel like you're in a good place and you feel like, oh, it's gonna have hand, you're like, actually,
this is it.
Can you go back now? It's not your country. It is.
Yeah.
We have rightful places in this country. So yes, we even say that, but it's because of how it is that we're treated. We're not treated to believe that we deserve anything. Even things that you work hard for, you still feel like it's like a crumb that's been given to you. But it's like, no, you worked hard for that. We're never made to feel comfortable anywhere we are. Whether it's a small place, whether it's the largest society of being in England, or whether it's even as intimate as being in your workplace, we're never made to feel welcome. When you go to the GP, they're not listening to you. They don't care. So, like, there's so many things about the society that reinforces the fact that they don't see us as one of them. And I don't want to be seen as one of you. I'm superior to you. I'm elite. I don't want to be seen as one of you. I don't want to be seen as I don't want to be seen as that anyway, because I don't think they see themselves as great in the first place. But in every area of society that we're seeing, we are like, it's like they go out of their way to remind us that you don't really belong here. You're not really from here. You're speaking to someone that grew up here, born here, doesn't know anything other than this place, and you're like, yeah, but where are you really from? Here. Like, yeah, but like, obviously, because you're black, so where you really, like, here. Unfortunately, some countries don't have the luxury of just China, for example.
Yeah.
Everyone over there looks Chinese.
Yes.
If you're not Chinese, they can say, where are you really from? Unfortunately, certain countries, because you want it to be diverse countries, you want it to be the ones who are like, oh, we appreciate, we love everybody. You don't get that luxury of doing it. Maybe when the world ends and starts again, you can then make sure you're all white bread. But until then, you don't get the luxury to try and now go back to whites. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that after you've stolen from people, after you've taken from them, after you've used and abused their labor. It does not work like that. It cannot work like that. America, Britain, France, you will never just be white. It is impossible. Your ancestors did not set it up for it to be like that. Unfortunately, people that were in power then didn't have foresight, because this was always going to be a thing. So
would you say then it's kind of our duty to be like, okay, cool, let's push that we are English. You know what I'm saying? Rather than allowing that idea to kind of be deep rooted, that there's a distinction between us and them.
But I think the thing with the English thing is that there's even white people who are not English.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem.
Okay.
Because there's white people who have Scottish. So see how I'm Nigerian, but they have Scottish in their lineage. But they will tell you, yeah, I'm British, but I'm not English because I'm Scottish. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I feel like that English thing makes it tricky, because it feels as though the way I'm Nigerian because my ancestors are Nigerian, that's how it's got to be if you're going to be English. But if you're going to be British, it doesn't have to be that. You can gain British citizenship. You can't gain English citizenship.
Yeah. Well,
or can you? I don't know.
It's funny you said it because Maggie, I think, is pretty much echoing what you're saying. Like, why do we need to say we're English for us to access what we deserve?
Yeah.
Right? Scottish, Irish, French people living in England don't have to claim English to be accepted.
Exactly. Yeah. That's basically what I'm saying.
But we don't look like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
but really, the Scottish don't look like. There's difference, you know. Like they look different. Like someone's from Welsh. It's not as evident as me, obviously.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not evident as me, obviously. But obviously, when they open their mouth and they say hello to me,
yeah,
I'm like,
you know what I'm saying?
Welsh.
There you go, exactly.
But
so they can just move about and no one knows till, like you said, they open their mouth, innit?
yeah, but you know what it is though? Even with them though, they still face some kind of discrimination though.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Remember they had the island, the war in basically it was almost basically a civil war.
Basically,
with Ireland and
so that's why no one can claim English. I don't think anyone's really only English people are trying to claim English, you know.
But that's because they're not English. Like if you're Irish, you can't claim English because you're Irish.
Exactly. So black people shouldn't be claiming English either.
But if you're born and raised here, isn't it a problem if you're saying that you're not English? Because then the same, like Maggie's saying, like you're saying, the access that I should have, like that should be identical by law as Billy and Sally over there. I'm kind of making it hard for myself by saying, okay, cool, I'm British, yes, uniformly in some capacity we're the same, but there's a difference between me and you here in the soil in England, where London is the capital.
What benefits does being English get that being British doesn't?
We're missing out. I don't know.
You're so annoying. Yeah, because unless the benefits to being English that you don't get as a British, because even the English people, they're getting benefits of because they're British.
Okay, what benefits are they getting?
I don't know. I don't know, but maybe there's something, you know, only the English know.
I think for me, yeah, it's more so, don't get me wrong, I'm still on the, I find it very difficult to say I'm English. In fact, I've never said it before.
I've never said it. It's
And
never
I'm
occurred to me. I'm not English. I'm British.
Yeah.
But I've never been English.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? But when you hear these conversations about, okay, cool, we want our country back. If we're not prepared to say that we're English, just like them, then are we not in some type of way saying, cool, we're kind of borrowing or visitors here?
No.
Because how can you say you want it back? It's mine and yours.
Yeah, but I don't even think that, even the people that are on the streets, no, I don't think that all of them would say that they're English. They would say they're British.
No, but if they're English, they would.
Yes, because they are English.
That's what I'm saying.
But we're all British.
Yes.
And that's the one that matters. Because you know because Shemima Begum couldn't say, okay, I'm not British, okay, well, I'm English then. Like,
but I think that's also because of the what we're used to saying. But I think she should be able to say she's English.
but we're not.
But why are we not? Because this is England.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
this is Britain.
All right,
This is Great Britain. So it's not Great England.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Like we go by Great Britain, which is why we're British. I guess if we went by Great England, we'd be English.
Yeah, but that's, I guess, the uniform term to include Ireland and Scotland and Wales.
But I feel like
Britain.
But the English
UK.
is a certain type of, it's a certain people with that ancestral link.
See, that's what.
But we don't have the ancestral link.
100% agree with you.
However, I'm still British.
100% agree with you. But I think that's what, because I asked ChatGPT, I said, can black people be English, right? And I was going to say she.
To block your membership.
It says, yes, black people can be English. English can refer to nationality and citizenship as well as ethnicity. Many black individuals and families have lived in England for generations and identify as English. English as a nationality encompasses people of diverse ethnic backgrounds who are citizens of England, which is what we are. We're citizens of England, right? When referring to ethnicity, like you just said, English traditionally describes the descendants of the Anglo-Saxon peoples who historically lived in England. However, the concept of ethnicity is complex and fluid, and in modern times, being English often includes a cultural and national identity that is not limited by ancestry alone. And I think this is why you had a guy like Mr. Lammy talking about, I'm Guyanese, but I'm also English. So it's like he's making that, making it clear to the person who's chatting to on the phone that there is no difference between you. Yes, I look different, but in the same way you're English, I'm English too. You shouldn't be able to say this is yours and it's not mine.
So then it sounds as though then English and British is the same thing, and interchangeable.
Again, this is just my understanding of it.
Yeah.
It's not exactly the same thing, but Britain encompasses England. So it will be England plus Wales plus
Ireland,
Scotland.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So you can be British but not English, but you can't be English and not British.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm British but not English.
Then what are you?
I'm British but not English.
Yeah, but if you're British, you must be one of the four. That's basically what I'm trying to say by definition. Because it encompasses all four. That's kind of how I'm saying. I could be wrong.
Because I would have thought it was all five. I would have thought you either British, English, Irish, Welsh, or Scottish.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean British separately?
Yes.
No.
Because I'm not from English
But then where's Britain the land that's separate from England?
Here, where I'm currently
No, it's separate.
where I currently reside.
It's not separate. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's like I'm African, but I'm also what's it called? Nigerian. However, if you got someone who's from Lebanese, right, living in Nigeria,
Yeah.
they can say they're Nigerian because they've got Nigerian citizenship, but they're not African. Do you get what I mean?
But I think that would be wrong. Because Ramsey would say he's African.
Yeah, but
Because Morocco's in Africa. So he
Yes.
will be able to say, okay, cool, I'm African. I'm Moroccan, I'm African.
yeah, but that's different because is Lebanon? Where's Lebanon?
Middle East.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with the Lebanese, you can be Nigerian because you got Nigerian citizenship. Like I have British citizenship, but you cannot say that you're African because you're not African, even though Nigeria is in Africa. The citizenship that you have is for this part of this Africa. So the citizenship that I have is for this part of England.
But that's where I'm disagreeing. I think if you're basically saying you're Nigerian, which is crazy to be.
If a Lebanese person came to you, Emmanuel,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call your full name,
Yeah.
and they said, I'm Nigerian, beyond that, I'm also African.
Yeah.
You are throwing up.
I mean,
Right there and there, you're throwing up.
I wouldn't accept either one of them.
Exactly.
But technically, though, by definition, if you're Nigerian, you have to be African.
No.
It's kind of like the Asian people who live in Rwanda, Kenya, and Uganda. They will tell you, I'm African.
Do you know what I think? I think you can't
Ugandan.
be? Because some of the citizenships is gained by birth. My citizenship is because I was born here, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not English. This is citizenship that I have. Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
Brent, what are you saying? Because you just got me doing.
Yeah.
I'm here doing parables. You have a clue what to
What's your understand? How do you make a differentiation between English and British, and why?
In my head, I always see English people as white.
Okay.
The natives of the land, the entrenched natives, right? The recognized natives of the land are white. So I kind of like shudder when a black person says that they're English. What's the other question?
Would they be wrong in saying that though? Is it you that needs to get used to it? Would they be wrong technically?
Because they live in England? They were born in England?
Yeah.
If you're looking at it like that, then no, they're not wrong technically. But you also use English as language, right?
Yeah.
So English has different connotations attached to it.
But in language aside though, in terms of nationality, in terms of citizenship, if you're born and raised in England.
I mean, if you want to identify as English, I'm not going to begrudge you that.
Cool.
I just won't do it because I wasn't born in England. I don't recognize myself as English. And my understanding of it is I coined the term, right?
Yeah.
But if somebody else wants to do it, fine, that's cool.
Okay, cool.
Same way, I would say, let's just take Nigeria as, that's a wrong comparison. I was going to say take Nigeria as the UK. You said that you can understand a Chinese man saying that he's African, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you said you could understand a Chinese man saying that he's Nigerian.
As in Chinese ethnically, but was born in Nigeria.
Yeah, but he would only have to qualify that if it is that you dig deeper.
Yeah, because you don't look like a Nigerian.
There you go.
Yeah.
You don't look like the natives, right? And that's how I see it. right? Because you definitely wouldn't have a Chinese man saying that he's Yoruba
Impossible.
if 4 generations of his
20 million.
yeah, precisely.
Impossible.
But yet technically
Yeah.
he can say, "Yep, I am." If it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. But yet you, who weren't born in Nigeria, you would say you're Yoruba, and you would say you have more claim to that man who has 5 generations in that particular environment.
Because it's different though. Because with Yoruba, it's ethnicity. It's DNA that qualifies me. You know what I'm saying? I can't separate myself from that.
So within that same context, in England,
Yeah.
what are the differences of people based on DNA qualification?
Okay, so this is what we're saying, yeah. So traditionally, the DNA stuff will be, these are the descendants, the ancestry goes back to Anglo-Saxons. So that will be that part of it. But today, things have changed in terms of nationality. No one has a passport for Yoruba land. You know what I'm saying?
When you say their DNA goes back to Anglo-Saxons,
Yeah.
their origins are where?
Anglo-Saxons
Yes.
in England.
Born in England.
Yeah, yeah.
They were the first people.
I mean, if we go further enough.
But this is why I'm saying you can go further back and you won't even see white people in England.
Anyway.
In what is now called England.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I say whatever you just decide to identify as, because in 100 years, this might look completely different. Britain will look completely different.
Yeah.
People in flipping 1,000 years, it would look like, all right, it's only history where we go find out that there were white people in this country.
Yeah, 100%.
You understand? Depends on what part of this timeline we're actually existing in, which is right now, the natives are white.
And it's been that way for thousands of years.
Yeah, but we can change that. Next 1,000 years, remember, to the victor come the spoils, right?
True indeed.
It could be our greatest plan. But yeah, that's how I see it. If he as in Lamy wants to say he's English, he can say he's English. I'm not going to basically begrudge him for that.
Yeah. But the reason why I mentioned this though is because I was basically, and again, this will be for tomorrow, right? But it's just a question of, so you don't have to answer it now. It's more so the question of, are we adding to the problem if we are hesitant to say we are English? Because somebody else says, I'm English, as in a white person. Bill says, I'm English. I want my country back. Surely the end of the conversation will be, but I'm English too. How can you take back what is also mine? But if I'm saying, okay, cool, I'm not English, but I'm British, and there's a distinction, then inherently in that conversation, he is saying he has more right to this land. Do you know where I'm coming from?
I think no matter how many Chinese people set up shop in Nigeria over generations, they're still going to say they're Chinese. They're not going to say that they're Nigerian. They might have a passport, but they're not going to say they're Nigerian.
Because they don't want to be. Unless it's
And you're saying,
Yeah.
are we adding to the problem, not assimilating to this title?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, we'll get into that further tomorrow. Yes.
When they went colonizing,
Yeah.
and adding to their kingdom, their empire,
Yeah.
what were we supposed to be called then? English?
I think that there was distinctions. We were
Because I know when Rome was on their rump, their marauding, everybody was called Romans, right? You were allowed to call yourself a Roman.
yeah, but I guess there was still distinctions. You know what I mean? Between because Rome took over huge amounts of the earth, innit? But there's still distinction within certain provinces and things of that nature. You had different emperors even from different parts who were not traditionally Roman. You know what I mean? By ethnicity.
What I'm saying is that did they say you can call yourself British or English?
Yes, I believe so. At a certain time.
Two different things.
Oh, British.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember.
Yeah, 100%.
They said you can call yourself British.
Yeah.
But they didn't say you can call yourself English. Because they realized the distinction.
Yeah.
So we should also keep that.
Okay. But then, like I'm saying, again, we'll get into it tomorrow, is that part of the problem? If we have the right to say it and we choose not to.
Maybe there should always be a problem.
All right. Fair enough.
Always.
let me just read out a couple comments from Danielle. Big up Danielle.
Pick up Danielle every time.
She said, whether you identify as English depends on your personal and cultural factors, right? Some people might identify as English if they feel a strong connection to England specifically. If we live in England, if we live in England, we are considered British because we are citizens of the United Kingdom. That's what I was talking about, the umbrella term for all 5 countries, right? She also said if you eat fish and chips or Yorkshire pudding, frequent the pub, sound Cockney, celebrate Guy Fawkes, watch football and you're black, you probably identify as English. Which is basically goes with what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, which basically speaks to assimilating and fully integrating into the system. How do you say to somebody like that? How does Bill say to someone like, of course Bill can't say it, but how does Bill say to somebody like that, I want my country back, when he's done everything his entire life, maybe for 2 generations, that Bill has done. Literally the only difference is how they look. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's a conversation for tomorrow. So...
Okay.
Just a quick shout out to Von. If you think, Von, that I have a problem with people having different of opinion to me, you don't know me, my friend. This dude just read Brent. I don't know what this means. I didn't take anything that Danielle said as contesting what I was saying.
I know Brent and Danielle work together on TMB every day.
Even if she's contesting what I'm saying, she's allowed to. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
That's it.
Mr.
Then you
Von.
kiss your teeth.
I'll block you. I want to see your name.
First of all, don't you appropriate my culture? Lucky people. Oh dear. Okay.
All right.
Let's get into more headlines, please. I'm so hungry.
All right, so Boeing plans to make design changes to prevent a future mid-air cabin panel blowout, like the one that happened in the Alaskan Airlines 737 MAX 9 flight in January. Boeing's Senior Vice President for Equality, Elizabeth Lund, said on Tuesday that the plane maker is working on design changes that it hopes to implement within the year and then retrofit across the fleet. So the Alaska Airlines incident badly damaged Boeing's reputation and led to the MAX 9 being grounded for 2 weeks, a ban by the United States Federal Aviation Administration on expanding production, a criminal investigation, and also the departure of several key executives. Boeing has since promised to make significant quality improvements. Next headline takes us back home, man, to Nigeria, where about 40 people have been arrested in northern Nigeria for waving Russia's national flag during protests against the high cost of living and bad governance. So amid this crackdown, the army chief, Christopher Musa, warned that it is a treasonable offence to fly the flags of foreign countries. Nigeria has seen 6 days of nationwide protests in which at least 7 people have died and more than 700 people have been arrested. Demonstrators have been chanting slogans such as "We are hungry," while a minority have been pictured waving Russia's flag and voicing support for the Russian President Vladimir Putin. According to local media, some of these protesters have called on Moscow to rescue them.
Wow.
Yep. The subsequent arrests are seen as an attempt to stifle any fledgling support for Russia in Nigeria. Several countries in the wider region of West Africa have pivoted away from the West and towards Russia after recent military coups. Of course, we spoke about this as well. Nigeria's president, Bola Tinubu, came to power in May of last year. Satisfaction with his leadership has plummeted, with many blaming his policies for the sharp increase in the cost of living. And Mr. Tinubu has addressed the nation on Sunday, and he said that his government was committed to addressing the concerns of the protesters. He also added that the protests have been hijacked by looters in certain areas, and ending the unrest would create room for dialogue. And our last headline, after 2 years of lengthy negotiations in Doha, Hamas has named Yahya Sinwar as its new overall chief, replacing Ismail Haniyeh, who was assassinated in Tehran last week. So since 2017, Sinwar has served as the group's leader inside of the Gaza Strip, but he will now become the leader of its political wing. The Hamas leadership unanimously chose Sinwar to lead the movement. This is what a senior Hamas official said to the BBC. And the announcement comes at a moment of soaring tensions in the Middle East as Iran and its allies threaten retaliation for the killing of Haniyeh, which they blame on Israel. Israel, obviously, sorry, I shouldn't say obviously, but Israel has not commented. Prior to his death, Ismail Haniyeh was viewed by regional diplomats as a pragmatic figure compared to others in Hamas. a key driver of the group's political outreach. Yahya Sinwar, on the other hand, is viewed as one of Hamas's most extreme figures. So this might be worse when it comes down to getting a ceasefire. Sinwar currently tops Israel's most wanted list, and Israel's security agencies believe that he masterminded the planning and execution of the 7th of October 2023 attacks, which left over 1,200 people dead and 251 people taken back into Gaza as hostages. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the headlines, guys. Time to pay them bills.
Okay, let's get into Word on Road. Okay, so SZA's announced a break from performing, although she's just like, it's not that deep, people. So she had a last show yesterday, and she said, yesterday was my last show for a while. Finally about to get my life together. Thank you, God. And obviously, people start speculating, blah, 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 blah. But then she put in the comments saying, LOL, just saying my performances schedule is clear now, so I get to take some naps. Word, girl. Eat healthy and make music. Nothing interesting. I do wonder how it must feel for like artists just always constantly be on the road. Like, oh my gosh, even when I visit people, I can't wait to get back in my house. Like, I can't wait to get back home. When I'm on holiday, after a while, I'm like, yeah, I need to get back in my home. I can't imagine what it's like for them constantly on the road all over the world.
Crazy.
Oh, so it sounds so stressful. But anyway, there's that. Kalani, the father of Kalani's child. So she's got a 5-year-old, and she had the child with a guy called Javon Young White. And basically, he's now filed for he's filed for full custody of their 5-year-old daughter, Adeya Nomi. I thought it was Naomi. I love the word. I love the name Naomi. But Adeya Nomi. And basically, he's a legend. I don't know if I should do a trigger warning on this, but he's a legend. She's in some kind of cult, a sex cult, if you like. I don't know where the sex comes into it, because I mean, typically in cults they do be doing some nasties in there. But he's basically a legend that she's in a cult. He says that the child was born through a home birth, and he says that Adeya was born through a home. This is what he said in the documents. Adeya was born through a home birth orchestrated by what I would describe as a cult that she belongs in. Due to the fact that Adeya was born in a home and not in a conventional setting like a hospital, my name is not on Adeya's birth certificate. He goes on to say that he's requested for his name to be added on there, and he hasn't heard anything back about that. It's funny because they claim to be really close friends. Like 3 years ago, Kalani was talking about how they're really close friends and they're very intentional about having their child together. She said, I have a 2-year-old at the time, just 2021. She said, I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's the best. Me and her dad are really, really close friends. And the decision to start a family was really easy for us because we both believed in each other's ability to be good parents. Well, that's interesting now, isn't it? So he's alleging that he's also saying that he's basically saying as well that the cult group controls Kalani's actions and her behavior, especially when it comes to bringing up the child. And obviously, because he's not on the birth certificate and not recognized as the father, he can't really get a say. He also says that the cult leader convinced Kalani that the father of the child was a danger to the child and was going to kill her. So basically, that made Kalani block him from seeing the child for a few months. He also says that the cult leader has numerous accusations of committing essay against women and young girls. And he said that usually when Kalani would go on tour, he would take care of the child. But then now she just gives them to people that he calls random strangers. And he says they are members of the cult. And he says that he doesn't feel like the child is safe with them because she's allowed to sleep in a bed with them. She's given a bath by random strangers. And he's also alleging that there's a woman that they call Messiah, who's an adult woman within the cult. And apparently she takes baths with the child while the woman is under influence of psychedelic drugs. I don't know how he knows all this information if, but we have people having sources in their camp and whatnot. But the thing is, people that are in cults here, I think it's very, very dangerous. But it's weird because people that are in cults never see that they're in a cult. And I just think it's mad. So if indeed she's in a cult, I hope that he does get the custody and he gets to take care of his child. And then she can see him she can see the child. But for as long as she's in that cult, the child shouldn't be harmed with that. I mean, she seems like a good mom, and she seems like a mom that's always, that cares about her child and stuff like that. So one does have to, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what we don't know, innit? This is their personal lives and whatnot. But, so he's basically asking the court to basically establish his paternity so that he can exercise all his rights to be the father that he wants to be. I hope for his sake that he actually has been trying to see the child and all that kind of stuff, because sometimes some men don't be trying to talking about one custody. How are you going to want custody when you don't even know how to take care of a child for 3 hours? And you'll call it babysitting. Anyway, so that's what's happening on that side of town. I will keep an eye on that. My last one, hold on, where's the link for this? Well, this is awkward. So basically, yeah, I thought this was a cute story. I'm not going to get into detail. I can't find the link now. But there's an actor. I don't know if you guys remember the show Tracy Beaker. It's an actor. His name is Chris Slater. And basically, he's married to a super fan. I think that's so cute.
What's that mean? As in...
The woman he's married to was a fan of the show.
Oh.
I think that's so cute. Where is it now?
There's hope.
Yes. So he's engaged. Sorry, he's engaged to her, not married to her. Did I put engaged or married in the thing? The doc. Yeah, so basically he's engaged to a super fan. And I just thought that was really cute. You never know, man. 1 minute you're watching a show, next thing you know, that's your man's. And apparently he was like a childhood crush and whatnot. And yeah, man, there they are. Living la vida loca. Love that for them. Yeah. She said, he isn't my childhood crush anymore. He's my fiance. It's a bar. It's a caption. It's a cute caption. But anyway, yeah, I just thought that was a really cute story, actually. But yeah, they're expecting to get married in 2026. I'm in 2024.
Yep.
Yeah, 2024. Okay. That used to be the thing back in the day, you know. People get engaged and then you get married in like 2 years' time. Now you better marry me yesterday. I ain't waiting around. But yeah, man, that's really, really sweet and really cute, man. Love and light to them. I've been watching Bridgerton. And basically when someone dies, yeah, just when I said love and light reminded me of Bridgerton. So when someone dies, yeah, the way they express their condolences, they're like, sorrows, prayers. That show is so dumb. It's such a stupid show. So stupid. They're like, do you want a promenade? They're going on a walk to a promenade. The things I find funny. I'm so funny, I make myself laugh so much. Anyway, congratulations to the happy couple. That's really, really cute. I wonder if like there's more stories like that where someone's like, I wonder if there's like a podcast version of that. That'd be really cute. Where someone's listening to a podcast and whatnot, and the next thing you know, you're with them. That's wonderful. Not me though, but that's wonderful for people are weird. Anyways, let's get to People's Journal.
Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. So, there isn't much to talk about, to be fair, but I do want to give you guys an update on something that's surrounding the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves. Now, early in the week, and I believe the end of last week, I was talking about where these potential tax rises could come from. Could it come from inheritance tax? Could it come from pension relief, changes to pension relief? Could it come from capital gains tax? Long story short, she's been asked about if there will be an increase in the rate to capital gains tax, and she's refused to rule it out. So again, doesn't mean that it definitely will come from there, but it's just a heads up to let people know there will obviously be an increase in taxes. In fact, as recent as a week ago, she said we'll have to increase taxes. Again, Labour was telling you prior to the 4th of July, there will be no increase on taxes. Nothing would affect the working person. And here we go, increase the taxes. So for those who don't know, capital gains tax is basically just a charge on the profits that's made once you sell an asset, right? So, basically, if you've got no assets or if you're not planning on selling anything right now, you may feel like it doesn't affect you, but we all have to think long term here. We all have to think long term and see how this would affect us. In different areas. Next thing I wanted to mention is something that Halifax said. So Halifax pretty much said that the lower mortgage costs and the more interest rate cuts could fuel a rise in house prices. So remember the other day we were talking about how the Bank of England dropped down the base rate from 5.25% to 5%. Obviously, everyone's happy. I'm happy about that, right? But we have to also look at the implications. This is why I always say on the show, economics, you have to look at the implication of every single decision that's made, because it affects small groups of people large groups of people over small periods of time, over long periods of time. We always have to look at every decision that's made. And Halifax is making this clear. Of course, yes, that means your mortgages may be more accessible to you, but it will now mean that more people will be getting into the market and house prices will increase. So, of course, this is early days. It was just an increase last week. But it's just something to kind of be mindful of, especially if you're trying to get on the property ladder and you're thinking, cool, I'm going to wait until the interest rates go all the way down to, let's just say 3% or something where you think it's more manageable. Bear in mind that a lot of that money that you think you're saving there may be removed in terms of the house, the cost of the house that you actually want to buy when it comes time to buy it. And second to last thing I want to mention is Elon Musk, man, back in the news, and he's looking to sue Unilever and Mars and
Mars the chocolate or Mars the planet? You know he's weird. You have to clarify.
Yeah, the chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
If I didn't think Mars was its own entity, I would have thought like Cadbury's or Nestle. You know them.
No, Mars. I think Mars owns the other small ones. Yeah.
So Mars is its own thing.
Yeah.
So what other chocolates does Mars have?
Mars is Britain. So it's compared to. What else does Mars have, Brent? It has
Because I thought a lot of these
Snickers. I think it has Snickers.
Is
Milky Way.
there exhibit here? There's Milky Way here. Let's see. What it says
Let's
on it.
see.
Mars Incorporated, a global conglomerate, owns a diverse portfolio of brands spanning various sectors, including confectionery, pet care, food, and health services.
Healthcare.
Here are some notable brands and companies owned by Mars:
That's
M&M's,
Mars, yeah.
Snickers, Twix, Milky Way, Mars Bar,
M&M's.
All of them.
Bounty, Skittles, Starburst, Three Musketeers,
Three Musketeers.
Maltesers, Dove,
Maltesers.
Everything.
Dove.
Eclipse, Gum, Orbit Gum, Altoids, and in pet care, Pedigree, Whiskers, Royal Canin, Eubanka, IAMS, Caesar, Neutro, Sheba,
Shaba.
Temptations, Banfield Pet Hospital, Blue Pearl Veterinary
wow.
Partners, Food, Uncle Ben's,
Uncle Ben.
Don Mio, Seeds of Change,
By Mars.
Kind, Tasty Bite, Combo Snacks, True Fruit. That's a tongue twister for me.
There now.
True Fruit. Health and Nutrition, Coca Via.
I'm going to say Coca-Cola, because that's too far.
Mars Inc.
Oh, wow.
Mars Inc. is a conglomerate.
Wow. My mind is blown.
Yeah.
So he wants to sue M&M, Skittles, all of them, Dove, all of them.
All of them.
Pedigree. Great. Wonderful.
He also wants to sue the renewable energy firm Ørsted as well. And basically the reason why is
I
because...
was about to say, it's because they tweeted about him.
No, this is actually, just
Advertising
after...
on X.
Exactly, advertising. So this is just after he's taken over, right? So it's the period in 2022 when he just bought it. And basically when the advertising, like Brent just said, it just went downhill. So a lot of these companies were kind of wary that if they advertise on his platform, when he's trying to allow people so-called free speech and allow people who were previously banned back onto the platform, how it would kind of look. You know what I'm saying? And so, it kind of just didn't look good from there, innit? So, and they pretty much basically just said that the guy wasn't serious about actually doing the things that people are concerned about. If there's hate speech on the platform, don't just say, it's freedom of speech and allow it
He's
to
out here
talk reckless.
I think he's Starmer every day. A jobless person.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, this is basically what their issue is. And obviously, man, the advertising just died, man. So that's what happened.
So the advertisers just, they stopped advertising on this platform, basically.
They boycotted.
Yeah.
But then how can he sue them? Did they have a contract in place where they should have carried on?
Apparently, it's illegal to basically look to do something like that, and this is what they're suing them for: getting together and colluding.
Oh, conspiring.
Yes.
I love that word, conspiring.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll read it for you. In the lawsuit, X alleges that the accused firms unfairly withheld spending by following safety standards set out by the WFA initiative called the Global Alliance for Responsible Media, GARM. So GARM's stated aim is to help the industry address the challenge of illegal or harmful content on digital media platforms and its monetization via advertising. By doing this, X claims that the companies acted against their own economic self-interest, conspiracy against the platform that breached US antitrust or competition law. Yeah.
Do you know how funny it is for someone to not want to be on your platform because they don't think that you take good care of your platform and you're like, I'm going to see you. How dare you think that of me? But case in point, there.
Yeah, there you go. And last thing I wanted to say, BP. You know, they make hell of a lot of money.
Of course they do.
And obviously, I think it was early this year or last year. Remember, there was a lot of controversy. Every now and again, we kept hearing about CEOs.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So long story short, BP are now looking to offer staff who, trigger warning, who are basically trapped in abusive relationships, free emergency accommodation. So if you work for BP, that sort of thing, and
nice
you're in that situation, they are looking to give everyone who's obviously works for them free emergency accommodation. They're looking to pay up to the value of £1,500 for those trying to escape an abusive partner as part of their new domestic abuse policy. So yeah, man, it's basically going to also provide employees with legal advice and 10 days extra paid leave to actually meet with the lawyers. All have to think long term here, or to visit court and things of that nature. So yeah, it's a good initiative. Hopefully, yeah, man, they can curb that sort of behavior, especially in their workplace, man. But yeah, that is pretty much it.
Okay, let's get into journal. Thank you. Let's get into the last headlines today.
All right, people. So Michael Bloomberg, right, has pledged $600 million to the endowments of 4 historically black medical schools. So Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, Howard University College of Medicine, is it Meharry Medical College, and Morehouse School of Medicine. So this donation, which is part of Bloomberg's Philanthropy's Greenwood Initiative, aimed at reducing racial wealth gaps, is intended to bolster the financial sustainability of these institutions and support their missions of training future black doctors. So the funding will be basically more than double the endowments of 3 of the 4 schools. It will also strengthen their financial stability and the capacity to address rising costs in tuition, research, and operations. This follows a previous $100 million donation from Bloomberg Philanthropies in 2020, which was the largest individual philanthropic gift to these institutions at the time. So looks good, man. So the goal is basically, like I said, to help diversify the medical field, reduce student debt, and also encourage graduates to work in underserved communities. Next thing I want to mention is the US Department of Justice and the Federal Trade Commission have filed a lawsuit against TikTok and their parent company, ByteDance. So the lawsuit alleges that TikTok violated the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act by illegally collecting personal data from children under 13 without parental consent. The complaint includes accusations that TikTok failed to delete accounts of children under 13, even when aware of their age, and retained personal data without proper consent. This action follows an earlier 2019 settlement where TikTok agreed to comply with COPPA, C-O-P-P-A, which the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, claims the company failed to honor. The lawsuit seeks to prevent TikTok from continuing these practices and also to enforce stricter compliance with child privacy laws. TikTok has denied the allegations, expressing disappointment over their decision to litigate instead of negotiating a solution. We all know what this is about. Obviously, that's probably true. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, why would they do it? But we know they don't want TikTok in America no more. You know what I'm saying? So they've been trying to push for them to divest for the longest while. Congo's president, Felix Tshisekedi, has accused his predecessor, Joseph Kabila, of backing a US-sanctioned coalition of rebel groups during an interview with a private radio station on Tuesday. So Tshisekedi claimed that Kabila is orchestrating a plot involving armed groups and elements within the security forces. He didn't provide any evidence to support his claim, but this is what he's saying. The accusations were made during a speech to the nation and come amid escalating political tensions. Kabila's party, though, the PPRD, which is the People's Party for Reconstruction and Democracy, they've denied all the allegations and they've called them baseless and politically motivated. But obviously, if anything changes with that, we'll keep you updated, guys. But that's it for the headlines. It's time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into the reaction.
All right, people, welcome to the reaction. There isn't much to talk about. It's just the Olympics and everything. Like we said yesterday, I don't know what it is about this Olympics, but I've just not got into it, man.
I just think that even like the World Cup, nothing's really exciting anymore. Honestly, I think this is my trick of it. I'm not blaming it, but since COVID happened, my interest in things is just really not. Certain things are just not giving. Because there was a whole thing about the Olympics, like it being the Olympics, and also like the World Cup. There was just always this good energy and just this excitement in the air. It's a cost of living crisis, child.
Have you seen any of the events?
No, I've just seen clips and stuff here and there, but that's about it. I know that Shelly Ann couldn't. I forgot. Did I mention this the other day? I can't remember.
Fraser. Yeah, couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, I haven't really, to be honest.
Okay, cool. I wanted to read. I can't find where it is, to be fair. Just wanted to read out some of the events if people are interested. A bit later. I can't find it. Sorry about that, guys.
Also, y'all got money. I'm seeing people up in Paris. Tickets were expensive.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
Serious?
That would be £20.
I was gonna say,
especially like for the most important, like especially like certain sports as well, like the athletics and stuff like that. Someone was talking about it in my workplace. Yeah, they can be expensive actually. Wow. And then when you obviously because everyone's there as well, when you're thinking about like accommodation, you've inflated prices all over. It's actually quite expensive holiday.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to mention some of the sports. Obviously, athletics with the women's 100-meter hurdle heats. Obviously, look out for Cindy Semba, bigger up from GB. They've just done it, actually. I think they did it around 9:15. Sailing, if you guys want to be watching sailing, with the women's dinghy.
Their arm strength to be is sailing when they're doing this? That's rowing.
Yeah.
What's sailing?
They got the...
like a pirate? Like on a ship?
Yeah, I think they do bare different moves, and they stand there and they do that thingy with the sail.
I'm good time with that. We got the sailors there. Aye, captain and that.
There you go. But if you're interested, that's going to be at 11:15. Well, 11:13. I don't need to get there 2 minutes late and miss it all. 12:13, that's when the men are going to be doing it. There's also going to be sport climbing, women's speed final as well. That's kind of that thingy there, the sport climbing thing, is actually kind of interesting, the way they speed up their moves. Anyway, that's going to be 11:54. Track cycling as well, it's 12:26. And sailing, the mixed multi-hull gold medal race, that's going to be at 13:43, so 1:43. So if you guys are interested in that. I'm not too sure if we should talk about this now, to be fair. But you remember the lady that was caught up in the thing that we spoke about the other day? The woman from Algeria, Iman Khalif.
The one of people were saying she's going up to the man.
Yes.
Interesting, you said the lady.
No, I called her lady back then. I did.
Yeah, you just argued.
I just said that she got XY chromosomes, isn't it? The discussion is still being had, People are still saying...
people need to get everything, man. That's a woman. I mean?
But, yeah, man. Well, long story short, she's in the final, innit?
Of course she is. Good girl. Well done. Oh, my dada. Well done.
And I think the other lady as well.
That one, she still quit her career. What a loser. What a sore loser. How embarrassing. You didn't even think that maybe you should go back, train harder, come back next year, do a redemption story. You're here talking about you're never going to box again. Girl, bye. The streets don't even know you.
But it's tough, man.
That country should charge an extra on the tax. You go on the front stage. You embarrass us so that you're never going to compete again. That's crazy. Because I know she's meant to have another match. And not the crier. I mean the champion. And her opponent was like, I'm looking forward to. She's like, I feel really bad for everything that she's had to like go through and da. She's like, I'm looking forward to, like competing with her.
Yeah.
That's how it should be. That's sportsmanship. That other one's out here crying and doing tears while you've never been hit so hard in your life. Wait till the fine from your country hits you for wasting everyone's time. Silly girl.
But yeah, that's.
I don't like losers.
There isn't much else. There isn't much else to discuss. Oh, actually, athletics as well. Men's 5,000 meters.
5,000?
5,000, yeah.
The one person is like a relay.
No, one person. Like round
500 meter or 5,000?
5,000. You know when you start running from outside the building?
No, you can't run from your country. The starting point is the airport in your country. 5,000?
Yeah.
I wonder how long it takes them to run that.
I don't know, I don't know.
So tell me something.
The hell?
You can picture a 500-meter race, right? You can.
It's 100 meter 5 times, yeah.
100%. And you can see how quickly 100 meters are run,
Yeah.
9 seconds.
Yeah.
So just times that by 5. Yeah,
45.
45 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 500 meters. And 5,000 is just 10 times that. You can do that in the stadium. Just lap.
Yeah.
So they're running 4 minutes. Like
Yeah.
4 minutes, 50 seconds. It sounds like a lot, 5,000 meters.
No, they don't do it that quick. You can't sprint 5,000 meters. What?
I might watch that. What time is that one? I might watch 5,000 meters.
No chance.
Couldn't imagine anything worse. Did you guys ever see that video? I can't remember what sport. I think it was Olympics as well. And there was a girl, from like a country. She had a hijab on, and she started running, but she realized that everyone else was there. She started jogging. She started running, and she clocked everyone else has done left her. She just skipped and walked the rest of it. She literally skipped and then walked the rest of it.
I think I've seen that, you know.
That's the kind of person that should have a citizenship revoked. How can you embarrass us on a world stage like that? That's lit though, 5,000 meters.
Yeah. To be fair, it's not the longest thing, because I think it's going around like 12 times or
That
something?
would be dizzy. That would be dizzy. It's not a lot, but I think when you see, because you still have to come first, innit? Everyone's trying to come first. So you'd have to run. So Ed says it's around 5,000 meters. Oh, 5,000 meters are run in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But you can't run at your like convenience. You have to run with intention.
100%. These are serious.
They're serious.
Athletes. Yeah, 100%.
Running for 50, that's serious.
Yeah.
Because say you're training for the 5K, for a 5K run, you can do that. Obviously, you're trying to get better at your time or whatever. But when you're seeing the people next to you, you got to put a pep in your step, and you can't pep your step too quick because you get tired after the first lap. That's lit there. Big up them, man.
Yep.
Big up them.
100%.
Things we love to see, man.
But yes. Oh, actually, I wanted to mention one other thing. Gabby Thomas, she won the gold
Big
in
up,
the
Gabby.
women's 200 meters at the Olympic Games. I believe she's actually she studied neuro something at Harvard. Neurobiology.
Oh, big
I
up
think she's a
her.
neurobiologist, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, man. So she killed it, man. I believe so. Yeah, could be. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. But
That's lit.
But yeah, man. That's pretty much it for the reaction, man.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
All right, people. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for contributing to the conversation where we spoke about the sudden outrage and why this dangerous narrative of two-tier policing isn't a new one. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, people are just coming out with buzzwords and trying to spread it throughout the country and causing all sorts of unrest. But of course, to the black community, we've experienced two-tier policing since the beginning of the time. Of course, in the headlines, spoke about the Prime Minister saying that communities will be safe in the face of riots. They deployed extra, I believe, 6,000 police officers to make sure that everyone's cool. Kamala Harris has made known who she's going to be having as a running mate, and that's Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Rioters who brought terror to the streets are starting to get named and shamed in the newspapers. Obviously, we read out a few of those animals. Boeing are looking to change their design of their aircraft to prevent what happened with the Alaskan Airlines. Nigerian protesters as well, we spoke about them getting arrested for waving Russian flags. I'm not too sure if they're trying to get the Wagner group to come over to Nigeria and help with certain things. But of course, we'll keep you guys informed about that. Hamas have named their new overall leader, and that's Yahya Sinwar. You know what I'm saying? Taking over from Haniyeh, who was killed by the Israelis. Bloomberg have made a sizable donation to 4 black medical schools. They've given a total of $600 million. And that's obviously to reduce the disparity in terms of black doctors in America. And the US, we spoke about them suing TikTok over massive children's privacy breaches. And of course, Congo's president has accused the former leader, Mr. Kabila, of backing a US-sanctioned rebel coalition. Last, but definitely not least, just a reminder about the tour on the 17th of August. This is an exclusive tour for the TDA community. Loads of people have shown their interest. People have messaged on Insta as well. There's a few tickets left. Get them while they are still available. Again, this is for people who know they can definitely make it. So please don't get it and then last minute say, I can't make it, and make somebody else.
I don't want to hear a damn story,
You know what I'm saying? So please, guys, if you're interested, between 12 and 3 p.m. Saturday, the 17th of August, Marcus Garvey Day, right? So yeah, man. Thank you guys once again for tuning in.
Yes. Follow us on socials, The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and on Discord. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel as well, share with your mates. And yeah, man, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Bye.